Yeah. So now I'll start sharing my screen. Okay. Yeah. So I hope the screen is visible to everyone. Yeah, I'm looking like a pilot. Thanks. Okay. So now, talking about the golden rules for happy marriage. Now, I would like to know from you all, uh, do you feel that there is something called happy marriage? Like, are the marriages really happy, or there is something which is always, okay. Some people really believe that it is happy, right? So, how can you define a happy marriage? What do you feel? What are the characteristics of a happy marriage? Okay, supporting each other, yeah, understanding, commitment, when both partners feel heard and cared for, valued, respected, right. So these are certain, you know, obviously, these are certain ideas that we have about happy marriage. Uh, well, we can't give a particular definition of a happy marriage because for different people, the definition of happy marriage may be different. But still, there are certain rules, or we can say that there can be certain things which one can inculcate in their life to make their marriages happy. So, today we are going to talk about some such golden rules which can help a couple to make their marriages more happier, more healthier. So, let's see what they are. So, the first rule says build your love map. We'll talk about what is love map, but before that, let's see a scenario. This scenario is about a couple, the husband Sanjay, who's a businessman, and he's like always stressed about his work. He works overnight, and his life is like totally busy with his work, and he hardly spent time with his family. And surprisingly, he doesn't even know in exactly which class his children are studying. Great. And then I'll have one more scenario for you. Now, this is about Ginny and Johnny, who had 10 years of marriage, and they knew each and everything about, both of them. They knew the fears, hopes, and dreams of their partner. What Johnny loved about Ginny was that her passion for dance. She wanted to be a dancer. She wanted to become, a professional dancer and all. And Johnny respected Ginny about this. But when Ginny gave birth to the daughter, she kept aside all her dreams and she started taking care of a child, and she was not interested in making her career anymore. Now, here what happened? Johnny realigned himself with the priorities of Ginny, and he, understood what she said. So these are the two scenarios. Now, based on these two scenarios, what is the basic difference that you can find in these two scenarios, which will actually help us to make understand what is a love map. So what do you understand in both the two scenarios? What is missing or what is there in the two scenarios? The first one and the second one. Okay. There is understanding, knowledge about each other. Okay, so this is about the scenario 2. What do you think about the first scenario? Okay, no work-life balance. Right. Just a second. Compromise on the part of wife. Right. Yes. Showing love by working hard. Right. No family time. Correct. So, well, when we are talking about the love map, if we talk about these two scenarios, what is most important is that in the first scenario, the love map is missing. There is no love map. So, any idea what can be a love map? Any idea? In the first scenario, love map is missing, which is present in the second scenario. Getting to know your partner, knowing everything about the partner. Very correct. Very correct. Yes. This is what is love map is all about. Knowing each other in and out. Knowing each other, what all they have. So if you talk about your love map means knowing the partner's world. Everyone has their own world inside, their hopes, their fears, what they wish for, what are their desires, and everything. And when we are talking about a happy married life, when we are talking about a happy couple, definitely that couple should have a love map for them. They in a love map, a person tells about what all they desire. They are able to share with each other their wishes, their fears, everything. And the other partner is totally aware about what the partner wants. So basically, we have to understand that this love map is based on the understanding. And this is possible only and only if both the couples are emotionally intelligent, if they understand each other's uh, things. Like, for example, if you talk about the second scenario, Johnny loved Ginny's passions for dance. But when she changed her passion, when she changed her desire, she wanted to just take care of her child. He understood that too. He did not like, started saying like, why you are doing this or what. So he understood why she's doing that. So this is love map. And building a love map is very, very important for a happy and healthy marriage. So let's see, how can we build the love map. So there is a exercise which normally couples can do amongst themselves. Like, actually this should be done quite often among themselves. So like, it actually includes asking certain questions to each other. It can be like a game playing between the couples. Like, um they can ask each other, tell two of my closest friends, or what are my hobbies, and the other partner telling it. So in this way, they'll be able to know about each other. They'll be able to get the details about what the partner is thinking, what is going on in his life. And in a playway method, they'll learn a lot about each other, and that is how they'll build the love map. So this is a exercise which can be done by the couples whenever they are spending time with each other. So, okay. So now we'll move on to the rule number 2. Nurture your fondness and admiration. Now, this is again a very, very important rule for a happy marriage. Let's understand with this scenario. Mike and Sandy, they are very fond and respectful for each other, and they enjoy each other's company. But obviously, we have to understand that no couple can be, no two people can be same. They'll have different habits and things like that. So obviously, these two people also have differences. So what happens after work? Mike likes to come home, relax in front of the TV, and he puts his feet on their white couch, which really bothers Sandy. So now what will happen? Suppose Mike every day comes and puts his legs on the couch. In case of Mike and Sandy, because they have love, respect, fondness for each other, how do you think Sandy would respond to this action of Mike? Okay, by throwing a rug over the couch. Okay, just ignoring. Disappointed, but ignore. Well, smiling and asking him to clean in a pleasant way. Okay, well, um, yes, most of the answers are like in this way. Means they are somewhat near to it. Definitely, because they respect each other, they understand the differences. So in this case, definitely Sandy would be very gentle in telling Mike. It can be verbally or it can be non-verbally also. She may just very gently remove the legs of Mike. And if she'll do it once or twice, so he may understand also. Yes, yelling can never be a condition when there is a respect and fondness between the couple. The things which are conveyed to each other, they are conveyed in a very gentle. It is not necessary that they are always conveyed verbally also. It can be very, it may look like very unknowingly it has been done, but it is conveyed to the partner, and at the same time The other partner also understands, because there is that love and admiration for each other. Yes, it is a small issue, but then when there is a problem in a marriage, often these small issues become a big fight. And it becomes big fight when, it is conveyed in a wrong way. When, instead of doing this, gently removing his legs, or just putting a rug, or just reminding him gently, if Sandy would have said, how many times have I told you not to put your legs on the couch? Don't you understand? That would have blown, and it could have started a fight between both of them. So this is a condition when there is a love, admiration, fondness, respect for each other. And so in that case, definitely the gestures which are shown are very gentle, very mild. So we have to understand that these two, fondness and admiration, are two crucial elements in rewarding a marriage, to make a marriage long lasting. Okay. So it is very important that both the partners, they should value each other. They should understand, the partner. They should understand, maybe there are certain conditions when the partner is going through some stressful condition, so he may not be able to pay attention to these things. So these are small things on which the partner has to pay attention. Okay. And whatever the condition may be, maybe, as I said, it's not always that they'll have, they'll be agreeing on the same things. They may have differences, but even when they have differences, still they have the positive feeling about each other. If they have good memories about each other, and they are able to retain that love and respect for each other, so that fondness and admiration remains. And this is one of the most important thing for a happy marriage. Most of the marriages break when fondness and admiration gets decayed from the marriage. I hope you all will agree to this. So basically, when we talk about the fondness, so being fond of your partner, it means feeling the pride for the partner, whatever the partner is doing, whatever things he is achieving, having that sense of pride for the partner, having the liking for the qualities of the partner, whatever things he is doing, admiring him, and having an attraction for the partner, loving him for what he is doing for the family, for each other, for the children, all these things. This is what shows fondness, and it is expressed in small ways. Admiring the partner sometimes for what they are doing for the family, even if it is a small thing, even it may be a routine thing, but admiring those things are very, very important. Most of the time, what happens, what happens in marriages, which actually leads to the deterioration of the marriage, is that couples forget admiring each other. They're not able to. Yes, they know that yes, their partner is doing something for them, but they are not able to admire it. They're not able to like compliment them for something that they have done, even if it is like small thing like making tea for them, which is like a routine thing for them. But admiring that about a partner makes the partner happy, and so it creates a fondness and admiration between each other. So how this fondness and attraction about each other can be nurtured? So for this, there are certain exercises which can be done by the couple. Now, these are the exercises which can be used as a counselor, like when marriage counselors, these exercises can be given to the couple when a couple comes uh, bringing some problem. So this exercise is actually like where they have to tell each other, I'm really proud of you. Now the couple has to tell, like, what are they proud about their partner, or I'm really impressed by your, I'm really impressed by the way you handle children, or I'm really impressed the way you tackle my family members. So these kind of questions, these kind of statements, when they are given to the couple, yes, say thank you. That is very, very important. Normally what happens in couple, they start taking each other for granted. They hardly say thank you to each other. So these kind of things, when they are conveyed to each other, that builds an attraction, a fondness, a respect for each other. Yes, very correct. You should say love you also frequently. Yes, that is something everyone wants. We do this quite often with the children, but sometimes it is forgotten between the couple. And that is what, makes the marriage look so boring. Right. Thank you so much, Prerna. Okay. So now we'll move on to the third rule. Turn towards each other instead of away. Now let's see the scenario first and understand what this rule says. Uh, well, in this scenario, like for example, if you're busy completing an important task and the partner asks if you want to try a new delicious dish. Now there are three options: silence or ignore him altogether. Can't you see I have some important work to complete? Baby, I would, third option is like, baby, I would love to try the dish, but I really need to finish this. Can we have it together later? Well, which of the option is the best? I know the answer. Okay, we'll have the question answer at the end of the session. Uh, yes. Okay, options three. Definitely, definitely. Now, the third option is the correct option. As simple as that. But what exactly was the thing which, which has to be understood here? When we are talking about turn towards each other, when we are talking about turning towards each other, that says that whenever any such condition arises, there is actually a bid thrown by the partner. Now what do we understand by this bid? The bid is an attempt by the partner for, maybe for attention, maybe for understanding, maybe for some kind of affirmation, or some kind of positive connection. So by in any such situation, the partner is throwing a bid towards the other partner, and he is expecting, or she is expecting, that the other partner should understand. So this bid, it can be, starting from a very simple small, maybe just a wink sometimes, or maybe some request or some advice. Now let me give you an example. For example, the wife, she is doing the work since whole day, and she's kind of frustrated. So she's like, you know, I'm just irritated by all this work that I'm doing whole day, and I'm not getting any support from you all. You all are just sitting and watching the television. Now, for some, it may sound that the wife is, kind of like shouting at the partner, or maybe, she is just trying to tell her what is going on. But actually, if the partner really understands his wife, he should understand that there is a bid in that whole statement. The wife is expecting the husband to understand that she's tired and she needs help. So, this bid is very, very important. And in any case, if the husband or the wife misses this bid, that is the turning away. And if this is something which continues in a marriage where the partners are not able to, catch the bid which is thrown by their partner, it leads to problems in the marriages, because the other partner feels that he is not understood. He is not being, the other partner is not understanding his feelings. He's not understanding what the partner is needing. And gradually, starts affecting the marriage. So, understanding the bid is very, very important in any marriage. And so, it is important that always the partner should turn towards the other partner and understand what they are trying to say. Indian Book of Society. Yes, that is something which is missing somehow in Indian society. We are not training, but I think it is something, old thing. Nowadays, uh, we are living in single family, and it's not that only the girls are the ones who are taught about all these things. Even the boys are taught household things. And I think that should not be a basic problem. And it's as simple as that. If you love someone, you'll never miss the bid. So the question is, this understanding of bid, or uh, turning toward each other, it needs an emotional connection. If there is no emotional connection between the partners, obviously they'll not turn towards each other. They'll not understand what the other partners is saying. So in that case, the example which I gave you, where the wife is telling that she's, tired of doing all these things, and if there is no emotional connection between the two, the husband will, just he'll backfire at him and say, what, I am also tired, I've been doing work at office whole day, what do you think of me? So this is something where the emotional connection is lacking. So how can this emotional connection be created between the couple? And it is nothing rocket science. It's some basic, very simple things which need to be done. Putting the arm around the partner early in the morning, saying good morning, love you, giving attention when the partner is saying something, understanding the needs of the partner. Maybe something very small he must have said. Yes, kiss, hug, giving a small gift for no reason. There's no marriage anniversary, no birthday, but just giving a gift to the partner. That can create an emotional bond between the couple, and that will build that love trust, respect, affection, which will no one gives gift. Well, that can be a problem of many of the wives. They will feel that husbands don't give gifts, but still, it's okay if they don't give. We can give, because usually wives love giving gifts also. Yes, giving compliments frequently, learning each other's love language. Yes. Oh, wow, that's great. So it's like most of the time we are the ones who are giving and not receiving. Right. So, yes. So, like we were talking about, like already said, kiss, uh, hello, goodbye while leaving for the office. Nowadays, like during the whole day, someday just dropping a message, how are you doing? How was your day? Noticing if the partner is having some kind of a stress, complimenting the partner if any small thing that he's doing, and the most important, joining the partner when he's doing the housework. Now this is something which is actually very important. you know Even when you spend time together doing some household work, that also builds the emotional connection. The partner feels cared. Yeah, watching series together nowadays, we have so much to watch. So together one can spend time watching some good series or something of common interest. So these are some exercises which can be done by the partners to build that emotional connection. Yeah. Now, the rule number 4: solve your solvable problems. Uh, Again, let's understand this to the scenario. Um, there are these the two people, Steve and Ashley. Steve, he has a deadline for a big project, and he has to stay late at night to complete his work even at home. And when he returns back home from work, he is fumed. Reason: his wife Ashley has organized all his notes which he has been working on, and now he's not able to find anything. And on the other hand, Ashley, who's also a working woman, gets frustrated when she opens the fridge and she finds that there is no, you know, food or leftover things which she wanted, because she has been working whole day. So she like just blows up. Where is the food? You promised to go to the grocery, and what's wrong with you? Why don't you do anything? Well, this problem, if we talk about, it's actually a solvable problem. There is nothing much in this. It's only a matter of understanding each other's need. Steve needs that his things should not be, touched. They should not, because maybe he's working on some important thing, and so he doesn't want his things to be disturbed. And Ashley wants that she's also working and she's not able to go to the grocery. So, his husband should just go and bring certain things. It's a very, very solvable problem. But what happens? We are calling it a solvable problem. Yes, they could have ordered the food or anything. We are calling it a solvable problem. But a couple who's having a problem amongst them, they are not able to solve this problem. They're not able to come out of it. And so what happens? The argument starts over this thing only. In case of Steve and Ashley, if they really understand, like it's very simple. Okay, fine. I'll not touch your things. And okay, if there's no food, we can order the food. And next time I'll go to the grocery and bring the food items. But when the marriage is actually not working, even the solvable problems become very difficult to be solved. So it is very important. It is very, very important that all these small issues, like from a third party perspective, it may seem it's a very small issue. What's the big deal? But for a couple, it becomes a problem. So they really have to work over these solvable problems. And how can they work on it? Because it is not easy. When a couple is going through conflict, it is not easy to solve even the solvable problems. So there are 5 key points that are to be remembered when they're approaching towards the solvable problems. Number one, soften up your start. uh, Obviously, it's the way you speak, how you start anything, that is very important. Yes, correct. Rather than using you did not do this, the words should start with I would have appreciated that if you could have got these things from grocery. So that softened startup is very, very important. And most of the arguments, most of the conflicts, they actually start because, harsh words are used. So it is very important that the couple should pay attention to how they are starting the conversation. Next point to remember is learn to make and receive repair attempts. Now, okay, as I said, none of the marriage is like completely a perfect marriage. There is always an argument, there is always some conflict, there is always some difference. But if one partner is trying to make an attempt to repair it, trying to show something, trying to do something, it is very important that it should be received. It should be received by the partner. But what happens when the marriages are not working properly? Even the repair attempt is seen like, oh, now if you are doing this, what will happen? Again, there is, some kind of argument over it. Or the other partner is never himself making an attempt to repair. If something has happened, if an argument has happened, okay, they'll stop talking. No attempt. So that problem will never be solved. So it's important that after every conflict or after every issue, there should be attempt from one side or the other side to repair that issue, that it should be there. And if someone is trying, the other should be ready to receive it. Soothe yourself and each other. Now, this is very important. In case there is some conflict, there is some argument, give yourself some time and give time to your partner also. Don't try to resolve the problem immediately. Soothe yourself. If there is some heated argument, it is important. Just move away from each other for that period of time. Give yourself time and give time to the partner. Try out something, listen to the music, or, just what is important is to ground yourself, to calm down, so that the argument doesn't go on. So, whenever there is an argument, yes, time out, correct. Time out is very, very important. One should not try to resolve that problem immediately if there is a heated argument. One should move away from each other. One should give time to each other. Do something that you love, maybe some painting or some music or some dancing, or just relax, meditate, soothe yourself. Then compromise. Yes, all marriages, they are based on compromise. I hope you all will agree to this. That anyhow, you have to, there are certain things that you must be expecting for your from your partner, but it's not possible from the partner. So compromising with certain things is very, very important. Not everything, but with certain things, it's very important. You have to understand if it is a personality trait of your partner, and if he's somehow, you'll have to manage with that. And the fifth one is process any grievances so that they do not linger. If there is something which is troubling your mind, maybe any argument that you had, and which was not resolved, and it is lingering over your mind and it's continuing, you don't need to argue over it again. But what is needed is talk about it. Try to, resolve. Just share your feelings. Okay, I did not feel good about this thing. Please, I would like to convey this to you. So, process the grievance. That grievance should be talked about. Otherwise, what will happen? It will remain in your heart, and uh, it may keep on triggering you. Okay, if the person is gaslighting you, then okay. So in that case, I think first of all, we have discussed some of the rules which are needed for a happy marriage, and now it's already very little time left. We missed some time in the starting because of the problem that I was having. So I think we can go with some of the question answers if there are any. So I'll just stop sharing my screen first. Yeah. So if the person is gaslighting you, then now the thing is that for a gaslighting, see, this is something wherein again it has to be important. Like it has to be understood, like why the person is doing this. What is there, that why he's always doing such kind of things to you. So always, it's, yes, very correct, Prerna. It's very important. You need to understand the basic cause. Is there something which is like troubling him? Is there something which is triggering his mind, because of which he is like gaslighting you? So it is important that both of them should sit together and talk about it. Like, what is the reason? And that talking should be again in a very soft and smooth way, rather than blaming each other. Why you are doing this? Why this thing is? It is very, very important that it should be resolved in a very subtle way. Communication is very important, and that will again happen if there is an emotional connect between the couple. If they understand each other, if they share each other's thought processes. So sitting and talking to each other is very important. Most of the time all these things happen because the communication is not proper. uh, yes, Pooja, if you can just type in the chat box. So any marriage, see, I have told some of the rules, and as I told earlier also, there are no actually set rules. Every marriage will have a different rule. If you look at someone's marriage and you'll say if they are happy, uh, they may have some different way of making their marriage work. So every marriage has different rules, but still there are some key principles which are to be followed by everyone. And if these rules are followed, then definitely I think that concept of happy marriage will be achieved to some extent. what we suggest if couple is having differences of opinion every time? Well, see, it is supposed to be like the couples need to understand that although they are married to each other, okay, and no intimacy from last 5 years, all right, uh, well, in that case, the first thing is like, again, it is needed to be understood that why there is no intimacy between them. What was the root cause? What happened? Like, did it happen gradually, or was there something which made them, lose that intimacy? So first thing is understanding the root cause. After that, now, maybe there is some problem, if there is some issue which can be resolved. So for that, first you'll have to talk with the couple, understand them, and then after that, for rebuilding the intimacy, now there are certain techniques which we learn in the mind coach program, uh, like, which is called as like cord reorientation. So if there is some kind of scope between the two couple, and if you understand the root cause why they lost that intimacy, so such type of techniques can also be used, such type of therapy can also be used. Other than that, they can be given several exercises, to rebuild that intimacy, because once that root cause is understood, and if that root cause is resolved, then definitely that problem will be resolved. Okay. Wants divorce, as she's saying husband is having affair. Now that is a problem of infidelity, right? uh, so in that case, if it is very important to understand both perspective. Is it like the husband is also of the same opinion, or you know um, if he's actually moved on from his marriage, then I don't think there is anything which can be like forcefully that marriage cannot be brought together. But if the husband is also of the opinion that no, he wants to remain in the marriage, then something can be done. For that, again, they'll need that couple therapy, they'll be needing some like I told you, the mind coach therapy which can work to bring them together, that cord reorientation. Past and healed oneself, right? Very correct. Yes, that is true. uh, Maybe a person's personality, when we are saying that maybe a person is behaving in a particular way, the reason for him behaving in a particular way or her behaving in a particular way may be some past issues. Now again, these past issues, for resolving these past issues, we'll have to go to the mind coach techniques, which we can't discuss right now here, but there are certain therapies which can help. So that depends on this thing, that what exactly the couple is needing. So as a counselor, as a therapist, first you need to understand the root cause of the problem, and then how that problem can be resolved. uh yes, see, in this case, again, wife is wanting the divorce, we have no idea about what the husband wants. So unless and until it is not clear about what the husband wants, we can't reach to a conclusion. So the husband's point of view is also needed here. And only if husband is wants to move out of the like, already if he has moved out, if he's actually having some other relationship, so that means he has already moved out of the relationship and he doesn't want to remain in the relationship. So in that case, it is very important that the wife should understand, and she'll have to move on. 16 and 11 years, yeah, I do understand. But as I told you, the husband's perspective is needed before going on to some conclusion. Husband's perspective is needed. So you'll have to talk to the husband also. What is that, what he wants, what is he thinking? Is he still wants to be in the marriage? Does he wants to be in the marriage, or he just has moved out and he doesn't want to be in the marriage and get divorced? And if he's already having a relationship, then he won't return back to the marriage, even whatever you'll try. uh well Actually, I think we are already overshooting the time. uh so right now I can only suggest this, that talk to the husband first and try to find out what is he thinking about. Then only we can reach to some conclusion. Yes, Sarita, yes, if you can please type in the chat. Okay, let me just, we can just take 5 more minutes. Okay, I'll try to unmute first Pooja, then Sarita. Yes, Pooja, can you please raise your hand so that I can unmute you? Yeah, just 5 minutes we are going to take, because we are already.
Hi, ma'am. Good evening, and thank you for unmuting. Ma'am,
Hello, yeah.
actually, ma'am, a lady is suffering so much mental issues, and she came to me and she was saying that husband is not taking. I mean, he's not taking interest in her at all, and every time when she wants to get close to him, he just pulled her. And I mean, he was saying very bad words related that physical intimacy and all these things, which I cannot share here. So basically she is having two daughters, and what my focus is, husband is at all not interested in all this counseling. Basically I am graphologist, so I can, what I am focusing, if I focus on ladies growth, in any case, if I motivate her to focus on your growth so that she can financially independent, later on she can decide whatever she want to do with her marriage.
Yes, that is what I'm saying. Like, because it is very important. Because, as I told you, if see, either if it's just that there is the lack of intimacy between the couple, if it that is only the problem, then obviously something can be done. But if the husband has already moved on, if he already has some relationship, that means he doesn't want to be in the relationship. And in that case, it's difficult to do anything for them. You can't force back the husband to get back into the relationship if he doesn't want. So definitely then the wife will have to be motivated to find
Grow.
some new avenues for herself.
Ma'am, actually, she is not
Maybe.
having any backup plan. Her family, her maternal family is not supporting her. So she should be financially independent so that she can take care of the girls. If
Yeah, so now that is something she'll have to work. And obviously if she gets divorced, then then there are the other legal things
yes,
which will take place. So on that basis, now that is something different thing we can't discuss about. So
yes.
that way she will be able to get the whatever she wants from the husband. But at the same time, she'll have to work for her future and her for her daughter's future also. So
Ma'am, we
first
cannot
it
give
is
any
important to
kind of,
understand the husband's perspective.
okay, so we cannot give any kind of activities in that case. If
No,
I,
definitely no,
yes,
but at least once talking to the husband is important. If it's only the intimacy issue, then
yes,
some exercise can be worked,
okay,
some things can be given. But if it is more than that, then I don't think it will work. The
yes.
husband even himself will not be agreeing for that, and if he's not agreeing, then nothing can be done.
Cannot do. Okay, okay. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
and now I'll just unmute Sarita, and then we'll finish off with the session. Yes, Sarita. Uh, yes, Sarita, can you please unmute yourself? I have, I don't know. Uh, I'm sorry, I think you're not getting unmuted. So if there is anything you can type in the chat, or okay, I think Sarita is not getting unmuted. So thank you so much, everyone, for being a patient audience. I know there were certain technical issues because of which I had to take this pilot avatar, but thank you so much. I hope you all had a good session.